I really don't know how to react to this. I really don't. She keeps saying that apparently the only thing we know about her is what the media shows her to be. She shows us who she is every time she posts on Twitter. She posts on Facebook. Every time she opens her mouth. So yeah, we do know who you are, Miss Greene. The fact of the matter is this. We know who you are. I'm going to try to go through this statement of hers. I'm not going to go through it line by line. I'm just going to go through the major points of all this because quite honestly, there's too much to go through to start with this woman. And oh God, this is going to be hard. If you thought breaking down everything Donald Trump said was bad, this is going to be even worse. So, shall we begin? And the thing is, Republicans, they just love starting, whenever they're caught or their jobs are on the line, they just love talking about how they're a successful owner, they have a beautiful family, they've been of 25 years. With her, she's she's the first to go to college, to graduate from college. We don't want to hear that. We want to hear about the facts that you crossed some very dangerous lines when it comes to things you've talked about. We want to hear you about the things that you said didn't happen, weren't real, and were just, let's just move on. She goes on to say how she's a successful business owner, how her company went from 1 state to 11 states, blah, 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 blah. She's paid her taxes. Unlike Donald Trump, she's paid her taxes. She's done all this, that, and the only trouble she's been in is that she's had speeding tickets. I don't give a crap about that. We want to hear about some real issues. We want to hear about the crap you've said, the crap you've done. And the fact is, she goes off on this whole spiel about how she found a candidate for president she liked, and of course, his name was Donald Trump. Obviously, Donald Trump. How she loved how he wasn't scripted, how it was all plain talk, how he finally, and this is a direct quote from her, finally, and I thought, finally we may have this is someone that will do something about the things that deeply bother me. Like the fact that we're in debt, the fact our country has murdered 62 million people in the womb. Yeah, you can tell she's anti-abortion. And as for the deeply in debt, Donald Trump ain't done nothing about the debt. All he's done is made it worse. Republicans have always made the national debt worse. And it's us Democrats who have to swoop in and make it all better. Really? And then she goes on about the whole open borders, how her friends were killed by illegal aliens, that we shouldn't send people, our American boys and girls, to our men and women in the uniform to wars. Honestly, I don't know where to start with this woman. This whole statement is full of crap, but I'm gonna move on. She mentions QAnon a couple of times, but she tries to distance herself from QAnon without saying the fact that she is part of QAnon. And the thing of it is, what really bothered me is, it just really gets me that she actually thought that this was really going to work. She really thought that we were going to forget the fact that you bullied a survivor of a deadly school shooting, a mass school shooting. You really think we're going to forget the fact that you called upon Democratic politicians, Barack Obama one of them, Nancy Pelosi another one, to be executed? You expect us to forget the fact that you regurgitate QAnon and conspiracies, the latest one being a Jewish space laser causing the fires in California just to make Jewish congressmen and women more richer. The fact that you are a bigot who thinks that Muslims, that Islamic Americans shouldn't even be allowed to serve in political office. You really think we're going to forget about all that? But this pretty speech of yours? And it just gets worse. It just really gets worse. And going back to the school shooting thing, she tells us a story about how she was 16. Now, mind you, I am not diminishing this story. If it's true, I'm not diminishing it. She says when she was 16 years old, 11th grade, that one of her schoolmates came in with guns. And that she was taken she and the rest of her schoolmates were taken hostage. Then why, if that's the case, why in the hell would you harass a person who survived a mass shooting just because he doesn't believe in just because he's trying to do something about mass shootings? Just because he's trying to do something about mass shootings that cost the lives of his schoolmates and his teachers. Why the hell would you do that? And in case you're wondering, and in case you're about to say that didn't happen because someone yesterday on Facebook said that didn't happen, watch this.
David, why are you supporting the red flag laws? If Scott Peterson, the resource officer at Parkland, had done his job, then Nicholas Cruz wouldn't have killed anybody in your high school, or at least protected them. Why are you supporting red flag gun laws that attack our Second Amendment rights? And why are you using kids as a barrier? Do you not know how to defend your stance? So I'm walking. He's got nothing to say. Sad. He has nothing to say because there really isn't anything to say, you guys. He has nothing to say because he's paid to do this. Guess what? I'm a gun owner. I'm an American citizen. And I have nothing, but this guy with his George Soros funding and his major liberal funding has got everything. I want you to think about that. That's where we are. And he's a coward. He can't say one word because he can't defend his stance.
So, what's your explanation on that? You expect us to feel sorry for you while you didn't show any kind of sympathy for David Hogue? While you were harassing him in front of Congress when he was trying to get something done to stop the next mass shooting from happening? You really think we're going to forgive you for that? Not going to happen, darling. Not going to happen. And how you say you love kids and every single one of them. Yeah, right. Don't lie to me. Don't lie to yourself and don't try to con everyone here. And then she goes on about the conspiracy theories that we called her out on. September 11th being one of them. How she said that there was no airplane that collided with the Pentagon, although all evidence and eyewitness accounts said that there's a plane that hit the Pentagon. You're expecting us to forget that too, aren't you? No. See, you think you can get away with this crap. It's not happening. If you're thinking we're going to forgive and forget, no, not going to happen. But then she goes off in this big tangent about cancer culture. Cancer culture, isn't that the same thing Trump tried to do? That so many senators, your Republican colleagues in the Senate and the Council and Congress have tried to do? You're not changing anyone's mind here. I know nothing's probably going to be done, but here's the real problem I've got with this woman. She thinks that because she can pull herself away from QAnon, that she's free and clear. Free at last, free and clear. It's not going to be that simple. Not ever. Then she goes off again on this tangent about her anti-abortion objective. Now, mind you, I made my stance on abortion very clear over and over again. But now you're trying to use that to cover up everything you've done? It ain't gonna work. It's not going to work. And oh, by the way, she mentions that beautiful phrase spoken by the Ku Klux Klan and by Donald Trump himself: America first. America first. Then she goes off on this gigantic spiel about how the riots, obviously talking about the Black Lives Matter riots, and saying absolutely nothing about what happened on January the 6th, which I'm 100% convinced, honestly, this is me talking, I'm 100% convinced that she had a hand in, a huge hand in. But that's something else for later. But the thing of it is, she goes on this victim mentality. This is quoting her. If Congress tolerates members that condone riots that have hurt American people, attacked police officers, occupied federal property, burned businesses and cities, the fact is, this is exactly what happened on January 6th. Now, all of us in Democrats, we spoke out against the violence that Black Lives Matter did, or elements under cover of Black Lives Matter. We spoke out against it. I have yet to hear one word of you before this speech, Mrs. Greene, about you or the rest of the Republican Party speaking out about what happened on January 6th. I didn't see Donald Trump in the Capitol building mourning the police officer that was killed in the attack. I didn't see you there. So don't try with this crap. But she goes on to say, but yet wants to condemn me and crucify me in the public square for things I said and I regret a few years ago that I think we're in a real problem, a very big problem. So you think you're being crucified because of things you said? No. You're being called out for the things you did and the things you said. And it's not just the things you said, it's the things you believe in. The things that make me wonder how a person like you got elected in the first place. How a person like you even could exist in this country, even now, in this century. That's what we're going against you for. You harassed a mass shooting victim. You went against a man, you called out for the murder, the executions of Democrats who and some Republicans who went against your man Donald Trump. Just yesterday I found out that you ran a Facebook page, or someone from QAnon did, who called for Barack Obama to be lynched. You're being crucified? How freaking dare you? You psycho. And then she goes on and says, we allow the media that is just as guilty as QAnon of presenting truth and lies to divide us. You're one of the people in QAnon who push those theories. Just recently, it was the laughable theory of Jewish lasers destroying American forests so to make the Jews rich. You're one of the people who push out the misinformation, and now you want to cry about it. Honestly, Green, you're one of the problems. You're a symptom of a disease. The disease called the Republican. The fact is this. You were one of the biggest symptoms of the problem. The true problem, the real problem, is the rest of the Republican Party. Kevin McCarthy being the biggest one of all. Ms. Green, I know it's not going to do any difference because the Republican Party is going to protect you. But quite honestly, you need to resign. willingly to leave office. If this is the kind of crap you expect us to swallow after the crap you pushed on us, you saw the clip of her harassing David Hogue just outside of Congress while she was armed. I forgot to mention that. If this is the kind of crap you're expecting us to swallow, I want no part of it. Resign immediately. Barring that, Republicans need to throw you out. I'm not talking about off of committee assignments. I'm not talking about that where you may still have a voice. I want you gone. And the rest of the country wants you gone. Because you are pushing the very poison that's killing this country right now. I'm sorry to put you all through this. I didn't mean for the video to run so long. But honestly, everyone needs to watch this video and listen to the words this woman is trying to con you into saying. Because when it's all over, and if she gets away with it, or even she doesn't get away with it, if she's removed from office or not removed from office, she'll turn in about 30 seconds, just like that, into the monster that she is. Just like Donald Trump. Whenever Trump says something uplifting and everyone wants to scream America first, he'll turn into the bastard we know. The monster who got over 400,000 Americans killed during a pandemic. CTP, know the truth. God bless. Peace to the left. Justice to the right.